So I'll start with a note that kind of was mentioned in this past segment with Mac Rhodes. EA Sports College Football video game series is returning. We knew that months and months ago. They made an announcement in terms of the game coming back, but not much else in the way of detail and release dates and all the stuff that comes with that. And I know that was it Matt Brown, Extra Points, he covers a lot of the ground. He's been documenting like the school songs that have been passed along now. And Mac mentioned there, like he's provided them with, Baylor's provided various materials like school songs and things like that to the EA developers, and they're going through that process right now and gathering all of that. But for those hoping that they would get something like pretty soon, within the next year or so, you're going to be waiting not only the rest of this year, which is almost up, so that's okay, but all of 2023 as well, because it will not be coming out until the summer of 2024. So another over a year and a half to wait until EA Sports College Football does come back. Their vice president, general manager, said they will launch at that time because there's just an enormous undertaking of creating the game from scratch. They don't want to rush to market, and they want to make sure that this first edition back after several years away is that it meets the standard, like Mac Rhodes would talk about doing. They want this game to meet the standard, and the standard when it was taken offline was very, very high. I remember how much me and my buddies played that game. So going to take their time, but I'm okay with that. I know people would rather have it quicker, but I also know those same people would be the first in line to be and moan about every little aspect. Why don't they have the school song? Why don't they have the alternate uniform? Well, they're trying to ensure that they have all those things. And so summer of 2024 for you EA Sports College Football fans.
Yeah, and a lot of that stuff you're going to have to pay extra for in a loot box. So that's how they'll do it.
That's how they do it a lot of stuff nowadays. Yeah, microtransactions.
So yeah, you're going to have to, like, if you want the alternate uniform, and when that pops up, you're going to have to pay $1.99 for it or whatever it is. But those are the things that work. I think it's cool what they're doing. They're going to do 3D models of most of the stadiums, so that gives them, that makes it feel more realistic. I'm sure there's VR aspects to it coming up, especially in 2024, as that continues to grow. It'll give you some time to save up for a PS5 or whatever to
make them available.
So they have one. Maybe by the time you have one, you can do it. I hope that they've said they're going to use the Madden engine on it. I really hope they build their own since they have this time, because apparently, and I've been out of the video game thing for a while, but the Madden engine is disliked widely by many users now. So hopefully they get it right. That was when that game came out. You could find me and my roommates in the house, and then you come knock on the door to make sure we've got stuff. It's a good thing there wasn't DoorDash back then. Otherwise, I don't know if we would have left.
It'll have been a bunch of cold pizzas on the front porch.
Oh,
those games got to be so intricate and so complex for someone who started out with Pong. Okay, and Craig and I used to play some of those football games, and the only way I could beat him, and this is when you were pretty young too, was to slow the game down, because as soon as he got the ball, pop. So I had to play time. I had to play time of possession, and they got to the point where I just couldn't keep up.
Yeah, so they are in the process of securing all of the different things that they need, like the stadiums, uniforms, school songs, getting signed off, on by all of the schools that are out there that they're wanting to include in the game. They secured the rights to various schools, uniforms, stadiums, and Traditions will have at least 120 schools in the game. They already have a host of FBS schools committed, according to one of the people in charge. But would not say who has yet to sign, wouldn't confirm whether or not Notre Dame had signed on. And you would think that just about everybody will eventually. But the big hang-up, guys, I think, is the whole name, image, likeness thing.
Yeah.
That's what they're trying to figure out, I think. And that's the biggest probably roadblock to getting this game out any sooner, in addition to just all the information they're having to gather. Because, again, they're starting from scratch. This is not taking the last edition, sprucing it up, and just going with it. They're starting from scratch, and so this is going to be brand new, although in the same vein. And the name, image, likeness part, that is something that no one quite knows how exactly that's going to work just yet.
Yeah, and this is where unions come in handy for these negotiations because
and I should mention that back in the day of the game, you didn't have names.
Yeah.
It was just player number 84 or whatever, and it's a wide receiver number 84, and you couldn't have the names on there. You could type them in manually, or people would mod them, and then you buy the the memory card or whatever. I know people still do that for the old versions of the games to this day. They revamp them for like 2023, 2020, or 2022. But yeah, I just wanted to mention that you didn't have names in the games. Now you will. That'll be Marvin Harrison Jr. playing for Ohio State.
Yeah, but when you're a players association, you can negotiate these fees out on the behalf of the members of your union. So the NFL, the NBA, the MLBPA, the NHLPA, the whatever the soccer players union is called, I'm not sure. For the FIFA game, all of that can get negotiated out with those unions, and the college athletes don't have such a thing. So you're having to get it negotiated out kind of in the abstract of if, Paul Catalina, David Smoak, Craig Smoak, Garrett Ross, and Jacob Wilson are all in the game, we're all going to get X number of dollars. That's what it is, and that's where you get your NIL money, and then however anything off of that, promotionally that they can do, you can make some money off of it. But as far as your little digital dude being in the game, that's going to be a finite amount that's going to go to every single player.
Yeah, nobody's getting rich off that unless they're like the cover boy. And, does anybody have an idea of who the last cover boy was on
Reggie Bush?
EA?
RG3, right?
Nope and nope.
The quarterback from Michigan.
Yep.
Denard
Robinson.
Denard Robinson.
Yep.
Really?
Denard Robinson
Okay.
was the last one. It was 14 was the last version of this game. So they're going to be coming up on the 10-year anniversary by the time they actually release this thing. And I don't know how well it will coincide exactly, but it'll pretty much be the 10-year anniversary of, what that would be. The 20-year, would that be the 20-year anniversary? It's 2000. No, okay, yeah, it would be the 10-year anniversary. Sorry. It was 2014 with Denard Robinson, just to show you how long it's been. He's had like this long NFL, pro career, longer than the game's been gone. But so that's all in the works, and it'll be very interesting to see how all of the NIL stuff, the mechanisms with that work, and what guys actually do end up getting, and cover boy gets more and all that kind of stuff. But I'm excited to see that, and now we know a little bit better of when that will be coming out. It's going to be a little while longer. Meanwhile, college football TV viewership from over the weekend. I always like to run these down.